Hello everybody, my name is Aud and welcome back to the Aud Narrations channel. Today we're reading quite a big story. I've broken it into 4 parts because it is 19,000 words, the longest video I have ever produced on this channel. So yeah, broken into 4 parts. I'll be uploading them sort of consecutively, I think is the plan. Yeah, I guess let's get started. So, the title reads, My wife prioritizes her social life over our family. I'm a 49-year-old male, married for 19 years. I have 4 children, girls aged 18, 16, 15, and a 12-year-old son. I've been on a cycle with my wife for 15 years. I wake up to throwing up every morning and severe stomach and anxiety conditions. I've worked in finance for 25 years. My wife has been threatening to leave me for 15 years. The cycle usually goes like this. My wife starts being absent, tennis at 6, drinks with the ladies at the club until 11 or 12, and then bed. This accelerates until she's gone like 4 or 5 nights a week, and I usually don't protest too much until it gets extreme because I like being home with the kids. I like making dinner and being here for all the little things, and giving them rides and all the things that come from having a family. My wife loved it when they were little, but now it's her social life. So eventually when her partying gets excessive and I start to get pissed, it's one of 3 things. I'm a social misfit who is content not socializing, I'm not even having this conversation, and this relationship isn't working, I don't love you, and I want a divorce. The first few times this happened, I rolled over on my belly, begging to work it out. I want to be a full-time father to my children. She would briefly alter her behavior, and then it would start again. You have to understand, this would affect me for months. It was traumatic every time it happened. We went to counseling, we talked about me the whole time. When the therapist started talking about her, we stopped going. She shows no concern or remorse about how her behavior impacts me or the kids. The kids love her, but they call her out. All of them have said to me, Dad, if you get divorced, it's her fault, not yours. She's just not here. We have 4 kids. My career is not what it was, so I'm not making enough to support 2 households of 4 kids. I live in a high-cost area, and it would devastate me financially, to which I would never recover. And being financially secure is very important to me. I've always saved and lived below my means at a job I hate to be secure. Losing that security would be a dark cloud over me for life. One part of me wants to tough it out for 3 more years, prepare the financiers, and have my 3 girls off at school. The other part of me feels like I'm dying every day, riddled with anxiety and a sense of doom. I'm very torn. And finally, I want to be my son's father every day. He's 12, we have a very strong bond. Being there for him matters so much to me. There is no sex. My wife has made me feel so undesirable, I can't imagine ever being intimate with anyone ever again. Even when women flow with me, which happens not infrequently, I feel violently uncomfortable. I can't process it. What happened to me? I used to be totally in charge of my life. Big Wall Street job, adventure travel, ladies, etc. And now I can't even handle a smile and a kind word from a pretty lady. I'm so burnt out, I feel like I've been plugged into a car battery for 15 years. I'm totally fried. Totally. Okay. OP, it sounds like you've slowly been beaten down over years. You might not realize it, but that's the vibe I'm getting from your post. Let's see what the comments say. Someone's left a comment saying, She's beat you down until you have no confidence left. I have been exactly where you are. Being secure is all well and good, but you aren't living a good life. You're miserable. Your kids are miserable. If your wife stopped spending so much money and maybe worked, you could afford 2 households. If you don't do something, your kids are going to grow up without dad. Stress and anxiety will kill you. I know because I ended up with a few heart attacks, which made my decision for me. And no amount of security is going to save you. Then the kids are stuck with mum, and mum has everything you worked for. I think you need to reevaluate what's important. Fantastic words. Someone else left a comment saying, Your kids deserve to see you happy, or at least not miserable. During their childhood, they should see at least one parent who is not miserable. Separating would be a financial hardship, but it's better than this foul misery. Life is tough. Role model how to deal with adversity, and show them how to build a good life regardless. Good words of advice. Think about what you're doing to your mental and physical health. You're vomiting every day, most likely because you're riddled with anxiety. You're setting yourself up for disease or a heart attack. Who will be there every day for your son then? You and your kids' peace of mind, because they know what's up, is worth every penny of alimony and child support if it means you'll be around them for the long term. Your sanity and overall well-being is priceless. You don't have to live with an abuser to be an involved father to your kids. Best to you. Someone else left a comment saying, "Hi, I was where you are now, but you're going to regret it even more when all your kids are grown and left home. And the kids have told you what they want, and maybe not in words, but in other ways. So why stay? I know you think you can't afford it, but your wife will have to get a job, and so you'll stay in that toxic relationship. It's not good for the kids. So if you won't or can't leave, why not stay home and let your non-wife just go out by herself, as you really haven't got a marriage. You're really just roommates. I know what you're feeling. As I said, I've been where you are, but it gets better, trust me. So you're going to miss your kids part of the week, but you'll have them the other part of the week, and could love them all the more. I'm sure they will love you for showing them that you don't need to put up with that behavior like that. You have 3 girls. What would you say if that was happening to them in their relationships? I hope you can find a way through this and get your kids out of this situation." Fantastic words. Someone else has left a comment saying, "Emotionally abusive is what your wife has become. I'm sorry, OP. I'll say that I bet if you head towards divorce, she wouldn't fight for the kids unless she wanted financial support. But I also don't think that your kids would choose to live with their mother. It seems like if you did divorce, they would stick with you because you are their present and primary parent. I think children would rather have a happy father than a sad one. Also, maybe ask your wife to move out. Maybe y'all can be legally married, but she lives somewhere else and has to support herself. And you can stay with your kids on your current house. Just a thought, if divorce and splitting up assets is a lot. I've been in a similar situation in my first marriage, and I was a shell of my former self. Once I got a divorce, my son got the mum he deserved. I found someone who made me happy, got remarried, and I feel good about myself. Happiness is possible, OP, even if right now it seems like a million miles away. Good luck, OP." Okay. Let's read the second post now. "When do you turn the corner? My soon-to-be ex-wife, 48, of 20 years, has her dating life warmed up. She looks great, new apartment, totally remorseless after she asked me for an open marriage last week. She's been essentially absent from the family since COVID. She went full QAnon psychosis for almost a year, totally obsessed with conspiracies that she was gone from the family. She came out of that partially in January and threw herself into a new nursing job and tennis. Of course, I encouraged it. 'Oh, honey, you want to go play tennis and have a few drinks with the girls?' 'Of course.' 'Oh, it's twice this week?' 'No problem. I got you, baby. Have fun.' And then the friends changed from the nice ladies who behave to the drunk, divorced women in town. And once or twice a week, out till 9 or 10, turned into 4 or 5 times a week, out till 12 or later. I started to put my foot down. Kids in open revolt against their mother. Girls 18, 16 and 15, and boy 12. And the solution? I want a divorce or an open marriage. I get hit on all the time, and I have opportunities I want to pursue. And get this, with 3 kids at home and 1 in college, she rented a 1-bedroom. Okay, I love the kids, but now her income is gone, and I will barely support the house on a shoestring, and I'll be paying her every month. And on top of that, I only have about half of college saved for. I suspect whatever crumbs I have left, I'll pay for that too. What the fuck, man? Are you kidding me? This is my fucking life? My poor, wonderful kids fully understand mum's cheating. She says she doesn't care about money. Well, we will see. First mediation tomorrow. I'm just so freaking sad. I'm prepared to stand before whatever God is and be judged by how hard I tried and how much I tried to earn this woman's love. Bad day today. Really hard to breathe. I don't exaggerate that I'm in physical agony. She's at the US Open, and I'm sure on a date. I'm probably blowing some dude in the parking lot. My kids and I are here in shell shock, and she doesn't have a care in the world. There is no fairness in this world. None." Someone left a comment saying, "Fuck your wife, man. Focus on your freedom from a total nutjob, who in the end will literally be only left with dick. You'll be better off." OP replied saying, "Freedom? I'm going to be an indentured servant working a job I hate until I'm a nub for a woman who walked away from 20 years and 4 kids without glancing back. And for the record, this is the 10th time she threatened divorce. I've always convinced her to stay, and she stayed. But she never put any effort into actually improving anything. It was like her staying was enough. Jesus Christ, how did I wind up here?" Someone replied to OP saying, "You'll still be free of her. On the surface, she's the root of all your problems. Not sure how you convinced yourself the first 9 times that staying with her was the right move. Was your plan to do it forever until she changed?" Someone replied to this saying, "You played the pick-me dance. You didn't value yourself. She stayed because you convinced her. Of course she doesn't have to give an inch. She did you a favor, and you recognized and confirmed that to her. She was always going to leave you, because she's the social butterfly. Her needs are too great for you to satisfy. She needs an equal or someone better. Let her be that someone's problem, not yours anymore. Overall, she's done you a favor. You don't really want her, she doesn't really want you. You need to accept this and subtly turn her world upside down with the absence of your presence, both body and mind. Someone else has left a comment saying, "Holy crap, for what it's worth, I felt like no one could understand what I'm experiencing right now. But your story actually made me feel like I have it good. You're young for a man." I never say things like this because I'm in it for my ladies. Generally speaking out, cut your losses and get a lawyer and hit the gym. I know you probably barely have time for that with everything else. For me, the divorce diet is working wonders, and I'm down nearly 20 pounds this month. But it would be good if you could. The best revenge is a life well lived, so hit the gym and don't look back. People are just capable of awful things. It's a hard pill to swallow, but it's true. I'm personally 37 with 3 kids, and as a woman, I feel like I've resigned myself to a life without any romantic partner because of the loss of my marriage. Unless I actually decide to be giving blowjobs in a lot of men who don't care about me. Vomit emoji. But I could have had that with my soon-to-be ex-husband. But for you, you are a man and you do have some options. Good luck. I just keep repeating to myself, this really, really will pass. I know it's hard. God bless you. Keep taking care of those kids. OP replied saying, "It's giving up on the dream of creating a solid foundation for my kids for life. Stable grandparents, all of it. While I must admit, a small feeling of cheap satisfaction that my kids see my wife's behavior for what it is, it's so overshadowed by the reality that their relationship with their mother is forever altered. And I picked her, I let them down. And I don't mean to make it sound like I'm perfect. I'm in sales, and in my downtime I'm kind of a homebody. My wife is a social butterfly. I didn't put in the effort enough to get out there, so she went by herself. At the time, I justified it by saying I was letting her have her social fun because I had so much at work. In retrospect, I was a failure as a husband, and I really regret that." Someone replied to OP saying, "You made the best decision you could with the information you had at the time. Your heartache and grief for the losses of your children will endure. Proves you are a good father. Breathe through the agony and take heart because you're at the refuge, a source of strength, and the support they'll need to endure and even thrive despite the circumstances. That's the goal as a parent, right? Resilient children. Trust me that you're raising them to be that way. As for your suffering, I agree, life is not fair, but remember, one thing about those tables, they always turn." Sorry, someone else replied to the original comment, saying, "You did the right thing encouraging her hobbies and social life. She abused the situation, and you. It's too easy for her to do this, and it sucks. I get hit on all the time, and I want to pursue those opportunities." They quote, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My wife told me she had no attraction for me on any level, and then suggested I could find someone to have sex with. I told her I'm plenty attracted to many women, but I don't want casual sex. I wanted connected sex with her. Pushed on this later, and she said, it wouldn't be fair if you were the only one doing it. I don't know if she cheated or had anyone in her life, but she surely had someone in mind. Was it secret best friend, or divorced guy at work, or someone else, or many others I may never know of? Because despite everything that makes her an amazing person, open, honest communication is her kryptonite. Or kryptonote." Someone else left a comment saying, "My ex-wife also went completely nuts. Not politically, but on drugs. Take time and really focus on the fact that things are over. And that the only answer to it all is there are no answers. Seriously, she's bored and she wants to be wild. You'll never make sense of it. Her being with other people will sting less and less over time. Over the course of a year, I watched my ex's life crumble, while I healed and moved into the best life I've ever had. Just keep taking steps forward when you can, and you'll get out of this. And keep a journal. That was a lifesaver for me early on." Someone else replied to this saying, "Her being with others will be a source of immense pain until OP has a new partner." Someone replied to that saying, "I got over it long before I got a new partner. For some it might be that way though." Someone else left a comment saying, "I'm subscribed to a bunch of these subs, and I read these type of posts every day. It started with trying to overcome my own divorce/separation, which I'm just about good with. What it highlights to me is that marriage and divorce is an industry. It's a money-making machine that's been indoctrinated into our society. What's the divorce rate? In my country, 50% and likely going up. Media, social media, hookup culture, and so on is damaging the Western male-female relationship, I guess. I read these posts every day, and it's alarming to see what people think is okay. I have a young child myself, and I'm scared as fuck that I don't raise them to become one of these vindictive, manipulated people that have been corrupted by what they see around them. Marriage as an institution is dying rapidly. And where does that guide us as a society? Almost as if the divorce pandemic has been systematically designed. Don't blame yourself or your ex, blame society and those in power if you want to place blame. Crazy notion, right? We can all write about our exes. We're narcissistic, flip of the switch, no logic, no love people that walked away from perfectly good relationships. But what's the root cause? The answer to that question is the golden ticket here, and we are all beholden to societal norms that forbids us to discuss such topics. While we are all being mass saturated with ideals that have no morals, doom scrolling on phones daily, watching TV that we would think is entertaining and empowering to become better versions of ourselves. But are we really? What futures will our children have if this is where we are now? We just suck it up, wait for divorce to get done, hit the gym, eat well, yay, and move on to the next one. It's a vicious cycle. Some of us look out and find another decent one, maybe temporarily, or maybe for life. Roll the dice, play life. OP replied saying, "This is dead on. The funny thing is, my wife goes to church and acts so prim and proper. I look and can see how she looks to the outside world, and it's honestly why I've been in it so long. I wanted that person to be there for me. It just never was." Someone else left a comment saying, "Many parts of your story sound similar to mine. My wife of 18 years wanted to have sex with her longtime male friend back in May. She promised it wouldn't affect our marriage if I allowed her to open things up. On Father's Day, she asked for divorce. When we met, she was a single mother of 2 kids living in her parents' basement. I moved her and the kids in with me, paid off our car so it wasn't repossessed, put her through college, earning 3 degrees, and raised the kids as my own, and got her started in the professional field. After all of that, I was out after I was no longer useful, and there was someone younger. It feels terrible. Everything you thought you knew suddenly shatters, and you have to try and make sense of it all and put together a new life. The whole point of marriage vows is to enforce the idea of a commitment. A spouse is supposed to consider the other partner first before going out and doing something indulgent. The family should be the primary concern, not someone's individual whims, otherwise there's no point having a long-term partnership. Sounds like both of our wives decided that their whims and indulgences were more important than their families or partners, which is sad and disappointing. Having been through a somewhat similar situation, my heart aches for you. I can tell you that eventually life does get better and you do start to feel more functional. It's not easy and it takes time, but life does go on." Someone replied to this saying, "So you agreed to let her screw her friend? Were you with a new partner too? One of the rules of opening a closed relationship is that neither partner should be with someone they've already had in their sights before opening. That's just unfair." The person replied, "I did agree with that. I wasn't interested in having any new partners or anything like that, and she insisted that it wouldn't be a problem and it would keep our marriage together. Her reasoning was that her friend was someone we both knew, so it wouldn't be an outside threat, and the two of them would have their fun, my wife would be satisfied, and then we'd go back to normal. Now, of course, I know that none of that happened as expected, and my wife is now living in a new apartment with her friend. Now boyfriend, lover, paramour, whatever." Someone replied this saying, "I'm so sorry, this is the worst. I'm sure you felt like you had no choice. She likely started before telling you. If you said no, it would have meant divorce or knowing that she's cheating." Indeed. And now we get to the third part of this first part. Sitting in a McDonald's car park. And I literally just wanted someone to tell me I have terminal cancer so I can be done. The worst part, other than sitting home with my 4 kids while my wife dolls up to go be with her affair partner, is that because I've been covering all of the home duties for several years now, I have 0 social life. My wife is the belle of the ball. She is a social butterfly with her tennis club and every ladies' club in town. Every bartender knows her by name. Me? I've worked a high-stress Wall Street job for 20 years that is killing me in a different way. I've been a high earner. My wife has a new car, new wardrobe, jewelry, every goddamn vitamin and makeup beauty product known to man. I drive a Jeep with 170,000 miles, and I wear Birkenstocks and t-shirts. The whole community knows her. Now her kids want nothing to do with her. She's been totally absent at home for years. Yet, in our community, because I get my social itch scratched at work, she's the beautiful new single lady who everybody likes. And I'm just the husband everybody sees walking the dog or being home with the kids. My life is not completely upside down. I don't have single friends to hang out with. I'm just the guy that provided and is now left with nothing. I want out of this life. God, if he is real, can go to hell. There is no justice. There is no fairness. I don't want to be the silent guy in the background taking all of the body blows anymore. I just need an escape from this feeling, and I don't care how I get it. I'm getting old, my hair is thinning. I used to be captain of the universe. Now I'm just completely broken on multiple fronts. OP, my heart aches for you. Someone's left a comment saying, you said it yourself, the kids want nothing to do with her. They are yours. She will not be able to get that back in the future. She's tossing away her family for some short-term feels and fun. In 10 years, this will be a stain which she can never remove. On the other hand, this is time with your kids which matters, and it will be precious time that we'll appreciate over time. It hurts now because there is no justice or fairness, but stick it through, move forward, work on yourself and kids. And when you're ready, you can find a woman of character. There are 4 billion, with a large subset that are decent human beings, to share your time with. Wishing you the best going forward. Someone else left a comment saying, I was UOP 10 plus years ago. This comment is dead on. You will be fine once the immediate emotional pain subsides. Someone else left a comment saying, divorce, divorce, divorce. She has become your enemy. Sever all legal ties. Take control of your life back. Her path is short and she will pay. You are the person of character, and once the dust settles, you may decide to be civil, but that's not required. Someone else left a comment saying, so, divorce her and don't tell her. Hire a private investigator to collect evidence that you're not only the main provider, but you take care of the kids and get your ducks in a row. Divorce her, and then expose her for who and what she is and isn't. OP replied saying, that's already happening. We had a mediator meeting, and I think it's going to be easy on that front. The kids refuse to go be with her, so that's not the problem. It's watching how brazen and carefree she is with her new life. It's driving me absolutely insane. Someone replied to this saying, hang in there, buddy. Your life is far from over. I'm not sure what you did on Wall Street, but you need to tap into some of those skills to get you through this dark period. Your superficial life is like BlackBerry at its peak. Don't regret not investing in it, because it's going to crash and burn. Keep your eyes on your own best investment. You and your children. Focus on adapting to this new reality in a way that provides you and your kids with happiness and stability. And don't worry about the belle of the ball. It's just an illusion anyway. Someone else left a comment saying, she's happy now. This won't last. There'll come a point in the future where the dopamine she's getting will wear off, and she'll look around and see that she's in an empty home. No kids, no family, and no love. At this point, she'll realize that she gave everything meaningful away to pursue meaninglessness. Don't wallow. Depression loves inaction. Get active, exercise, don't spare your ex's reputation. Let people know what she did and what kind of person she is. Love your kids, love yourself, and cut off any access your wife has to your money. And make sure she leaves your home. Her presence there is toxic. Someone left another comment saying, man, you really need to change your perspective. Congratulations, you won the thing that matters most, the love and adoration of your children. All of you and the kids' lives are so much better without her around. Can't you see it? Y'all can live healthier and happier lives and do the things that truly make y'all happy. Your wife has a bunch of material possessions and phony friends that have no depth, totally dependent upon image. But you have depth of the relationship with your children that you can carry into their adulthood, and a chance at building joy with a family. What will she have in a few more years when her family is turned on her? How alone will she become in her old age as the kids abandon the mother who never was? I don't understand why you're so unhappy here. Do you want her life? Why? It doesn't bring joy. Find the life that brings you joy. Someone replied to this saying, I know, right? OP will be a part of his children's weddings without any controversy. Hold his grandchildren soon after they're born, and be present for birthdays instead of sending a late card from who knows where. And most importantly, be surrounded by the love of the family he guided and nurtured over their lifespan. WW will be an afterthought that leads to tense discussions when the family celebration invitations are sent out. OP, while your outlook is bleak right now, it will get better. Others have suggested the gym. Do it. Hard physical exertion is a fantastic antidepressant, but make sure you notify your doctor of your plan and get a thorough physical before you start. Good luck. So, like I said, this is the first part, I guess, first chapter maybe, of a 4-part little mini series. The first that is. I'm trying a lot of firsts on this channel at the moment, so I've recently started doing shorts, and I'm not sure when this video is going to come out, and I'm trying a bit of longer form content where I stitch together a bit more stuff. It's a little bit more involved, and they'll definitely take longer to edit, but we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to try a bunch of new stuff on this channel and see. So, what do you think OP should do? What would you have done in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comments. Alrighty. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit the subscribe button so you can hear part 2, 3, and 4 of this video, or more. Alrighty, that'll have to do for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.